and I want to thank you for being here as we recognize the 2017 inductees into the 6th annual Sarpy County Business Hall of Fame. A few years back, the leadership team of the Sarpy newspapers realized that there was a need to officially honor our county business leaders. We have published the achievements of these business leaders for many years, both in news stories and in advertisements. Thus, we are well aware of their impact, not only in the business community, but also to the community as a whole. So in 2012, the inaugural class of 7 individuals and 1 organization was inducted into this Hall of Fame. And now, thanks to the efforts and support of many of our local businesses and organizations, and they are featured on the back of your program, and there are plenty of programs right there on your table, we are here to induct the 2017 Hall of Fame class. Though first, I would like to recognize the following elected officials in attendance today. So as I announce your name, please rise, remain standing, hold applause until we've announced all the dignitaries. I want to start off with Rita Sanders, Mayor of Bellevue. We have Doug Kindig, Mayor of La Vista. Mayor of Papillion, David Black. Jim Thompson, Sarpy County Commissioner. We also have Lee Polikoff, Sarpy County Attorney. And then we have former Senators Nancy Thompson and Tim Gay. And then we also have many previous Hall of Fame inductees in attendance today. As I call your name, please rise, remain standing, and then we will clap once I've announced all the past inductees. So from Beardmore Chevrolet, we have Representatives Doug Christensen and Chris Fassbinder. We have Gene Fall from Gene's Auto and Truck Repair. Harlan Falk, Great Western Bank. Kim Ehlers from Kajama's Boutique. We saw her here, there she is. Rick and Rita Sanders, Richmont Village. Jim and Sharon Shaw, Soaring Wings Vineyard. George Rybar, Offutt Collision Repair. Tim and Jan Valla, Valla's Pumpkin Patch. And then I know from SAC Federal Credit Union, Gail DeBoer was unable to be present, but there are a goodly number of her staff that are here to represent her. So we will now applaud these inductees. Thank you for being here. And also within our communities here in Sarpy, we are fortunate to have support from many, many business organizations. So we're going to ask if you are a business member of the Greater Bellevue Area Chamber of Commerce, raise your hand. Great. Next, we're going to go with Gretna's Chamber. Any members there, raise your hand. The Historical Downtown Papillion Business Association. The Sarpy County Chamber of Commerce. And Springfield Business Association. There we go. Now see, I saw many hands repeat. So if you're members of multiple chambers, now you get to raise both hands and maybe even feet. So don't be shy. That's right. See, members of 3. So let's give a round of applause to the support of these fine organizations. And as we like to say in the business, and now a word from our sponsors. Because it is time to give special recognition to Bellevue University. Since the inception of the Hall of Fame, they have committed as the title sponsor. They have been a fantastic partner, and the Hall of Fame would not be possible without them. Their support also includes use of this wonderful facility for today's event. And there are a number of Bellevue University teachers and administrators here. So Bellevue University, please raise your hand and be recognized. Representing Bellevue as our title sponsor is Rebecca MURDOCK, Dean, College of Business Administration. Rebecca has her MBA from the University of Sioux Falls and a BA in Business from Wayne State, and she's currently working on her doctorate. So, Rebecca, please join me.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. It is such a pleasure to be here to greet you on behalf of Dr. Mary Hawkins and all of the faculty, staff, and students of Bellevue University. We're very proud to be a sponsor of this event, and so Dr. Hawkins sends her regrets for not being able to be here, but she is in China currently, traveling on business for the university. As some of you may be aware, we currently have a number of Chinese students on the Bellevue University campus, and that is the result of a wonderful relationship with the Guangzhou College of Commerce. And the students from that college are participating in what we call a 2+2 program. And that means they complete 2 years of college at their home university and then travel to Bellevue to finish their degree here. And we're having great fun with them in the College of Business because they're majoring in supply chain and logistics management as well as international business. And so this is a very special year for some of those students. 80 of them will be graduating in our June commencement. And so Dr. Hawkins is in China greeting our third group who will travel here this fall. So it's been great fun to work with them. In addition to looking forward to graduation and some other great things that are going on, of course, this is Bellevue University's 50th anniversary year, and we've had a number of things go on to celebrate a number of milestones that are important to us. In addition to our students, hopefully, if you have time, take some time to look around at the campus. There are some changes that continue to come into play physically with the campus. You might notice that we're building some dorms on the edge of campus here, and so we're looking forward to housing some of those Chinese students when they come as well. But in addition to that, Bellevue University has always been a leader in innovative academic programming, in seeking partnerships with a variety of organizations here locally, regionally, and almost globally, as you can tell by our relationship with our Chinese partners. But also as important to us is our relationship with you as community members and what you are doing in the communities to strengthen what we're all here to contribute toward. So for us today, the gathering to recognize our Sarpy County Business Hall of Fame honorees is really significant for a number of reasons. One of those basic reasons, I think, is really that it's significant to recognize the leadership that we see in the communities represented here today. It certainly strengthens the communities, the businesses, and other organizations, but it also strengthens our quality of life, our sense of community and commitment that we feel to each other, as well as the climate for business and economic activity. And certainly we all benefit from all of that work together. And so Bellevue University is very proud to be a sponsor today of an event like this that really helps us be a partner with you in building and really sustaining a vibrant local community for all of us. And so thank you all for your presence today, and congratulations to the honorees. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rebecca. Bellevue University is a shining star in our community, and so we're very pleased that you could join us today. But Paul, we're going to work into the sponsorship note for our budget, Skype from China. So we're going to get that worked in, get that in our sponsorship. All right, our next sponsor, Sarpy County CASA. Of course, that stands for Court Appointed Special Advocate. CASA stepped up to become the Hall of Fame event host back in 2013. So they too have helped this event grow to what you see today. With their support, this event continues as a no charge to our attendees. CASA is a volunteer program providing advocacy for abused and neglected children throughout Sarpy County's juvenile courts. We have many volunteers and staff for CASA here today. So if you are here from CASA, please raise your hand and be recognized. There you go. With that, we are quite fortunate to have Paula Krebs, Program Director of CASA, here today. Paula has earned her bachelor's degree in psychology from the University of Nebraska-Lincoln and her master's degree in public administration from UNO. Paula has over 20 years' experience in human services, including substance abuse, mental health, foster care, group home care, domestic violence, and child welfare. Paula, please come to the podium.
Good afternoon and welcome everybody. I would first like to start off by congratulating all the inductees today that we are honoring, and we are proud to be a sponsor of this event, and we will definitely continue to do so. As he mentioned, The CASA program has been around since 1986, and we started with 6 volunteers. And today we are a thriving program. Last year we had 135 volunteers that served 291 children in Sarpy County, which is pretty amazing. What our volunteers do, we interview volunteers, we screen them, we train them, and they're people just like you. They're everyday citizens, and what they do is they advocate for children who have been victims of abuse and neglect. They take that information, they report it back to the courts, to the judge, and they want to advocate for their best interests. And best interests can be from a kiddo wanting to play baseball and needing the funds to do so, to a child recommending what his permanency should look like as far as family. So I really want to introduce, we have a volunteer today that has been willing to come up and speak about her experience with CASA. And she's the one out there doing the work. And so I really want her to come up and talk to you. And her name is Kim Schrack. And she has been a volunteer for us for about 3 years.
I just want to say I appreciate the opportunity to talk on behalf of CASA. As Paula said, I have been a volunteer for almost 3 years. And I would shout from the rooftops how important it is. Anyone who's looking to do any type of volunteer, it is a wonderful thing. You make a big difference in children's lives. I have been working on a case for over 3 years now, and it's been a roller coaster, but very, very rewarding, and I see it making a difference in action. All the CASAs that are here can say the same thing. We advocate, we're there with the families when a family worker can't be there. We get to know the children very well. I visit them at school. I advocate for any special services they might need through their schooling. I have one of my kiddos is a teenager, and if she wants to get in and talk to the judge, I would be the one to, request possibly getting that to happen for her, getting her voice heard, being there for the children, listening to them. And when I go and talk to the children, from my little kiddo who's only 8 up to my teenager who's going to be 16, by the way, I said, I'm here for you. I want you to tell me what you need to be heard. And a lot of time it is a system that is very, very strained, and family workers don't always have the time, so you can kind of navigate and let the judge know what you're seeing, what's happening in their home, what's happening in the school, and speak for them. So once again, anytime I can talk about CASA, anybody interested in it, wants to talk to any of us, we're at this back table here, training classes all the time. But the goal is to have a CASA for every child. It has been proven it makes a difference in the system. They are in the system for a shorter amount of time and less likely to be brought back for different situations. So it's an amazing program, and it works. And congratulations to all of you here today, too, the inductees. Thank you.
Thank you, Paula and Kim, for everything you do. It's quite noble, the work, the volunteers, and educating us on the mission of CASA. We appreciate everything that you do for the community. All right, so we're going to get started now with the program. I'm going to invite Paul Swanson. He's the sales manager of the Sarpy newspapers, AKA, really, Paul is the mayor of Sarpy County. And then we also have Ron Petak, executive editor of the suburban newspapers. In news and advertising, we like to have fun, so we're going to call Ron Petak the Prince. He's the Prince of Sarpy County. The Prince is going to come to the podium and help the mayor. So, welcome, gentlemen.
Well, I've always wanted to be mayor, so this is great. Thank you, Dan. Sarpy County over the past century has grown from a lightly populated appendage of Omaha to a powerful and prosperous and thriving community in its own right. This has happened because of energetic and visionary people. The 2017 Sarpy County Business Hall of Fame inductees are the people who make Sarpy County happen. Our first inductee is Keith HENTZEN, owner of Springfield Drug and Soda Fountain. Can't forget the soda fountain, Keith. For 40 years, Keith has been serving up sundaes and shakes, as well as providing people with their medication at a Springfield Drug and Soda Fountain. Keith graduated from pharmacy school at the University of Nebraska Medical Center in 1975 and briefly worked in a pharmacy in La Vista. Deciding to open his business, he knew he wanted to be somewhere convenient to Omaha, but outside city limits. Springfield fit the bill. The Springfield State Bank was for sale, and the small town charm of the city's downtown was the perfect location for his pharmacy. Keith makes sure to give back to the community. He's been involved with a number of organizations, such as the Midlands Community Foundation, where Keith served in several leadership positions, to the Springfield Platteview Schools Foundation and the Springfield Days Committee. Everyone, let's welcome Keith HENTZEN to the podium.
Thank you very much. I'd like to begin by saying it's such a humbling experience. I thank you all for coming, and this is just such a wonderful award. It just kind of came out of the blue, and it's such a surprise, and really appreciate it. It was 40 years ago, like you said, this month that began my journey to Springfield. I started there, opened my business, the business part, in June, and gradually fell in love with the community. Was asked to volunteer quite often, and those experiences really shaped me. Growing up, I didn't volunteer much. I moved irrigation pipe and talked to the rabbits a lot, and that's not very social, but I've really loved to go here. It's just been a wonderful, wonderful experience. And again, it's so humbling because of the people in the past who have won this award and the current recipients also. I know some of you quite well, and I know of you, the others, and I just look up to you and admire you. You guys are quite the deal, so I appreciate what you guys have done also. Let me give thanks to Bellevue University for hosting this event. Another very exciting part of Sarpy County, the growth in this university and the number of students they serve has just been amazing over the past few years. Thank you for being here. CASA, I'm somewhat familiar with that from serving on the Midlands Community Foundation Board. As you said, a very noble organization. We need more people like you, more caring hearts, and appreciate what you do for the community. Also like to thank my wife. And Rose, stand up. She's the gal who made it possible by letting me do my thing and chase my dream. And today is her birthday. For those who want to know, she's 39, Jack Benny. And I also want to thank you because, I have to take her out for dinner tonight. That worked out pretty slick, so appreciate that. Years ago, someone asked me a question that kind of got to me. He was one of those media type people, so there's a little question with this. But he interviewed me about something. And he asked me, why do you get up and go to work in the, what keeps you going to the job site all the time, And I didn't really have a good answer for him. But I'm in a service business. I try to help people with their healthcare needs and help little old ladies to their car and things like that. Little old men too, excuse me. And it took a while to think about that. And I finally decided that the reason I go to work is because everybody's so nice to me. It's not what I do for them, it's what they do to me. I get way too many cookies at Christmas and just little things people say to you during the course of work. A thank you here, a thank you there. It's so meaningful to me, and that's what's kept me going for 40 years. Again, it's been a wonderful go. I guess you can call it a blessing because so many good things has happened there, and I've been a part of Sarpy County community and various organizations, and the people who served on those committees were wiser than me, and some of that filtered down to me, and it's most appreciated. This is a great, great county, and I think we all can feel so lucky to be part of this, to see what's happening around here, the things that are going on. You know, I've been here 40 years. It's amazing what you and many others have brought to this community. And I hope, like CASA, you continue to volunteer and to do good works and to make our communities what they should be in the future. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Our next inductee is Nebraska Medicine Bellevue, represented today by Matt Pospisil, the Vice President, Clinical Operations. Nebraska Medicine Bellevue opened its doors on May 16th, 2010. In the early 2000s, Bellevue was the fastest growing city in Nebraska at a time when Offutt Air Force Base was closing the inpatient portion of its hospital. Nebraska Medicine physicians and community leaders saw a need that wasn't being met. The hospital is now the third busiest emergency room in the metro area with more than 30,000 visits. And last year completed a $1 million expansion of its emergency department. Nebraska Medicine Bellevue provides 55 inpatient beds, has 250 specialists on staff, and employs more than 450 people. Matt, please join me up here.
Before I get started, I just wanted to recognize Dr. Dick Osterholm, who we're so lucky to have him join us today. Dick, we were calling him the godfather, the grandfather of Nebraska Medicine Bellevue. He was part of Bellevue before Bellevue was a building. It was just an idea. And there's a story about a steak dinner bet and whether or not there should be a hospital here in Bellevue. And thankfully, Dick won the bet. So he can tell you everything you wanted to know. So Dick, I'm so happy that you were able to join us today. Briefly, though, on behalf of the entire Nebraska Medicine Bellevue team, we are honored to have our organization inducted into the Sarpy County Business Hall of Fame. Healing, at Nebraska Medicine, healing is one of our organizational values, and we define that as to show empathy, we feel, to be selfless in caring for our patients, one another, and the community. As a member of the Nebraska Medicine Bellevue team, our goal is to create that healing environment every day for every patient. As Ron mentioned earlier, this year we are actually celebrating our 7th anniversary opening our doors just this month. And while we have grown considerably, we're on track to see about 31,000 people in our emergency department this year. We remain focused and humbled to care for the community of Sarpy County, as well as the servicemen and women, families, and retirees from the 55th Wing. Thank you very much for this honor.
Don Bellino, owner of BELLINO Enterprises in Papillion, is our third inductee. Don says he bleeds Papillion maroon, and it shows. A graduate of Papillion High School, he is a real estate broker and entrepreneur. His businesses include Jersey Sports Bar and Keno, Cornhusker Cab Company, Duval Enterprises, and BELLINO Fireworks, plus warehouse and farmland interests. BELLINO 96 development at 96th Street and Portal Road is one of his recent real estate ventures. The project includes a 25,000 square foot commercial office component, plus 4 mixed-use lots and 345 multifamily apartments. Don is the former president of the Papillion Spirit Football and Cheerleading. Don and his wife Valerie were awarded the 2017 Reflection Award by Midlands Community Foundation, honoring their charity work in the community. Congratulations, Don. Please join me at the podium.
By the way, this got started a little late because I was finishing up my notes here. Thank you for giving me those extra 5 minutes. I really want to thank the World Herald for this award. It's completely amazing. They've been a partner with us for a very long time, and and it's really helped our business grow in many, many ways. So thank you, World Herald, and thanks for being our partner. I want to congratulate the other recipients. Amazing to be in this company, and there's some really, really quality people, and we're really honored to be in the same room with you and the same inductee. I got to have my mom stand up. My mom's right here right here. My mother and father, thank God, had the vision to move to Papillion about 60 years ago, and my dad was a New York City kid and at the base, and talked my mother from South Omaha into moving to Papillion, and it's the best thing that probably could ever happen to me, and what's here today is because of what my parents did in raising us. Valerie, my wife, you have to stand up. Just amazing. You know, Valerie's actually the one that should be standing here because she's the heart and soul of our company, the CFO, the CEO, and works relentlessly from sunup to sundown. I guess that's back to her family's roots here in Sarpy County as fifth-generation farm family. They've been in this county a very, very long time, and they were the Manns, and her mother-in-law, or my mother-in-law, Valerie's mom, was a Schwer, and both of those have been around for generations in our county. So she's our backbone and our brains, and we really appreciate what she does, and this is really her here today. My son Vince, and can you stand up, Vince? Vince does real well. He's my oldest son. I've got two sons. Vincent's the oldest, and he works with us, does an amazing job, works really hard, and he's got a beautiful wife, Kara, that couldn't be here tonight, but she's selling Sarpy County houses one at a time, so if you need something, Kara's your Sarpy lead in the county. And then I'd like my daughter and son-in-law to stand up, Michael and Anna. They're newlyweds, by the way, just been married 1 month. And our daughter Anna is absolutely beautiful and talented and witty, and she does a lot with our company, and she's kind of the brunt behind all the video and social media and all the things that I can't do. So she's very good and works very hard for our company. And then our son-in-law, Michael, he's our son, actually, not a son-in-law, he's our son. Michael's a Creighton graduate and accountant, and has a great job with Joe Ricketts, answers directly to Joe, so Michael's done real well. So we're proud to have Michael with us for the last month and long before. Let me think, where am I? Okay. Oh, my staff. How can I forget my staff? All these 3 tables here, our staff are here tonight, not all of them. You know, in the summertime, we probably have 1,000 or better people working with us one way or the other, whether they're working through an organization or working with us. But our company is where it is today because of the amazing staff that we have and the work that they do, and we're really here because of the hard work that they put into our company, and I can't tell you thanks enough, and that's another reason why we're here today. Thank you. And then I just want to thank all the rest of you for attending, the past honorees and everybody else that came, Bellevue University and the mayors, and it's very nice for you all to show up. I was supposed to use 2 minutes of Doug, your time, but I don't think I'm going to get that done, so I'm going to leave that 2 minutes back to you. Anyway, Sarpy County is just a completely amazing place to do business, to raise a family. I mean, I just can't even imagine living anywhere else, except in December or January. Just kidding. Thank God we have a place in Arizona, but we don't get there enough. But no, it's just an amazing place. It's been a tremendous business environment, and all of our companies have grown and built, and our headquarters are here, and we're not going anywhere. And we have the next generation that we're passing this down to and on to that are doing a great job. And hopefully the BELLINO Enterprise name will be around this county for a very long time. And, you know, last and not least, I wish there was some school people here. I know we got the university here, but our schools are just so tremendous, and that's part of why the good life is here and why we all live here and the benefits. And I think part of the biggest reason why our communities have grown and the county is doing so well. So thanks to all the educators that all of our children going in the right direction. And saying that, it was a great place to raise a family, and I'm glad to be here, and thank you.
Our next inductee is Doug Kindig, the mayor of the city of La Vista, and I just want to point out that his induction comes the same month as Derek Jeter's retirement number 2. As the mayor of La Vista, Doug Kindig, Mayor Kindig, grew up in the Sioux City area and moved to La Vista nearly 30 years ago. Following the lead of his mother, he immersed himself in the community upon his arrival. I learned from my mother how important volunteering is, the mayor said. The mayor got involved with the La Vista Chamber of Commerce and eventually became the president of the chamber. And in 2000, he successfully ran for city council. While president of the council in 2005, he became mayor after Andy Anderson stepped down. Today, La Vista is entering a new chapter with major developments in the works, including the $235 million South 84th Street redevelopment project. Mayor Kindig, will you join me up here, please?
Well, it's always tough to follow Donnie, but before I start, Paul, I'm okay with sharing Sarpy County with you being a mayor. The question I have to all of you, who kissed the frog so that Ron could be a prince? Just was curious. Sarpy County is an absolutely great place to live. La Vista's part of that. Our past generations are a big reason that I'm able to stand up here today. And the future generations to come will carry that torch many, many years. As Donnie said, by introducing Vince and Anna and their family, and as some of you others have said, the future is very bright. I'd like to take this opportunity, and I hope you bear with me, because this is an absolutely great honor for me to be here today. I do want to congratulate the other honorees. There's much appreciation to Bellevue University, the Omaha World Herald and Sarpy newspapers, and the CASA program of Sarpy County for their support in today's program. I'd like to accept this honor as a representative of all the individuals who have traveled with me on my journey. My mom. Ron said what she's meant to me. She showed me through her example how important volunteering and caring for others can make a positive difference. I want to thank my kids. Now, Jeff is here, and he said, do not make me stand up, so what do you think I'm going to do? His sister Tracy couldn't be here, but what they gave me was a sense of pride, only what a parent could understand. I want to thank my friend Michelle, who's encouraged and supported me not to be afraid of change, but to improve myself and to strive for accomplishment every day. I want to thank Andy Anderson, Tim Gay, Kelly Sell, Joe Coho, that have mentored me through my political career. I want to especially thank my city council and staff for their vision and hard work, which is allowing La Vista to reach their goals. I want to thank the citizens for believing in me, for trusting me to help direct the city to make it a better place for them and the city. I want to thank my extended family and friends for keeping me level-headed and reminding me that no matter what I have done, there's nothing more important than the relationships I've made. And above all else, I want to thank God for putting every one of these individuals into my life and to allow me to learn from all of them. See, I've been blessed to lead, to be a part of many accomplishments, but it's the courage and the strength of others and their belief in me as the reason that I get to stand here today. Today is a special day. It's proved to me that no dream is too big. Many of you know I am a diehard Yankee fan. Growing up, I wanted to be Mickey Mantle. Can't say we had much in common. I couldn't hit a curveball. I couldn't run as fast as him. As a matter of fact, the only two things we really had in common is at one time I drank too much and I got really bad knees. Well, today changes that. Guess what, Mickey? Now I'm a member of a Hall of Fame too. God bless to all of you.
Our final inductee is Jack Koch, owner, Harney Realty. During his 45 years in the real estate business, Jack has watched the Gretna area grow, and through a lifetime of community involvement, he has had a hand in shaping the Gretna we know today. A lifelong Gretna resident, Jack has spent all of his 78 years, on the family farm. A founding member and past president of the Gretna Area Chamber of Commerce, he was named the 2007 Business Leader of the Year by the organization. He has served on the Gretna Rural Fire District Board, the Gretna Area Economic Development Corporation, and the Gretna Days Committee, among others. He was also a founding member of the Gretna Neighbors Program. Jack is active in the Knights of Columbus and was named the 2013 Knight of the Year at St. Patrick Catholic Church. Today, he continues to participate in many local groups, including the Gretna Optimist Club, and volunteers at Camp Coholo and Camp Quality. Congratulations, Jack.
Well, first of all, I want to tell you, when I got my first listing, everybody remembers that, you probably do too. You know, I went up to the gentleman's place and we square danced, and the brother of this guy had property for sale and didn't sell. So he said, my wife and I were going into real estate, give him a chance. So I went up there, my knees were going like this. There's something common about tonight. As he said, I grew up on a farm by Gretna, south of Gretna, and attended a country school with 4 pupils in my class. Now, I graduated in 1955 from Gretna High School with 16 in my class. And by the way, I drove by a building here that said Riley on it. Is that our Dr. Riley from Gretna? They named that. He graduated from here. But anyway, at the present time, I talked to Dr. Riley, the present enrollment of the Gretna School class this year. They had 4,534 students with projected 4,706, with a school district population of 21,529. When I grew up in Gretna, there was 440 people on that little sign when you came into town. Years ago, I had to give an economic development speech for KOR, and that was my topic, growth. At that time, Millard had more schools than I had pupils in my class, see, so we're following in their footsteps. I farmed with my father, joined the Army in 1959, and came back to the family farm after I got out, got married, with what I thought was going to be a lifelong career in farming, which that changed. I had met a gentleman by the name of Mel Strong, who talked me into going into real estate. It took him 6 years to get me enough courage to get into the real estate business. And then my wife and I did over 45 years ago. I still have, as a real estate agent from Omaha, called me back when I first went into business. And of course, being Gretna, we didn't have maps, we didn't have nothing. You know, there's that little burg out here that nobody heard of. So I give her directions on how to find this house. No, sir, how do you find Gretna? So some of the more humorous things that I've had happen to me, okay? I have, Mel got us into the business, and when we took over the company, when he retired, we have a gentleman sitting over here who made space for us in his shopping center in Gretna, Ed Frederick, and they were our first landlord and our landlord till we moved our office to the location at the farm. Some of the interesting things that our family has done over the years is volunteerism, like everybody else here talks about. Back in 1947, Gretna had a bucket brigade for any fires that were out in the country. They had a hose cart in Gretna, so they'd hook up to fire plugs. That's the only fire protection they had. My father was the originator of that. 3 other farmers went door to door to buy the first fire truck. The farmers would buy it, and the city people would run it. Since then, that fire department has grown from 1 fire truck in 1947, if you go to the parades, it's still in there, and to 9 fire trucks, 2 fire stations, and 60 volunteers. And Gretna is a very volunteering community. They're very supportive when you do things, and we wanted to do something for the volunteer fire department. My wife and I and Harney really wanted to give a weekend out for the volunteer firemen. They would not accept that. They said, we don't want to pick amongst our ranks. So instead of that, they had us do a scholarship for the graduating seniors for their volunteer firemen. So that's what we did. And this last honors night, there was 4 seniors received scholarships to go on to school from that scholarship fund. Our family has a true history of that. I was on the rural fire board. My father formed it. I was on it. Now my son David, who's here today, is on the rural fire board. And it's just a very giving community that makes anybody in business look good. I have a sister here, Doris Royal, who many of you have probably heard of, back in the days when there was so much death tax, as they call it, or you took your farm, you had to sell it in order to pay the inheritance tax. Well, she fought Washington, D.C. till she got that taken care of. And today the farmers can keep their farms, you can keep your business. My clients that I sold property for back with the inheritance tax days had several farms. They paid $9.2 million in inheritance tax. So she stopped that from happening, and she's here today. And some of the more things that we volunteer for, we had as he was talking about the Gretna neighbors, they had a boy from Gretna that was paralyzed in a wrestling accident. And they went together, Jan Dudley started this, and they went collecting money to try to help the family. They received more money than they could use. So the family decided that we should do something for somebody else. So it started out to be what they call the Kevin Dobson Fund, which is now the Gretna Neighbors, which operates a full-time food pantry in Gretna. Another thing that we had a boy that had to have a heart transplant, and these hospital people here, don't want to ridicule them, but Gretna, this little town, there's no way you're going to raise $70,000 to get on the donor list with no guarantee that you're going to get this done. Well, this Gretna State Bank, Harry Greavy, and Kent Bacher and myself started out. They opened up the drive-in. Your newspapers, the TV, radios. We had people coming off the interstate, coming through the drive-in at the bank. It was open 24 hours a day. In 7 days, we raised $70,000 in a little town of a few people. The boy received his heart on his 21st birthday. So that was something that we did. Then, of course, there's a little bit fun about, joining the military. I don't know if we got any former military people here, but I went through the military and all the way up through the thing, and we had a buddy that I was with, and I said, we don't care where we go, but we signed up what you call the buddy system. You know how the government takes care of you. He went to Tule Green, and I went to Panama Canal. See, so about as close as they could get us, right? There's another gentleman sitting over here, Bob Ostick, was at the city park in Gretna, and seeing the kids in a wheelchair. Other kids were having fun, and they couldn't participate because there was nothing. He said, let's get together and raise money to have some special needs equipment for Peterson Park in Gretna. And so we thought that would be a 3-year project. Started out, we had a chicken dinner and raised money, and of course you knock on the doors, and I got so at the point when I knock on somebody's business, they say, what are you here collecting for now? But anyway, the 3-year project was done in 15 months. That's the generosity of Gretna, Nebraska. And the equipment is now installed at Peterson Park, and the kids get to do it. See, if I didn't have notes, I wouldn't be here. See, so. And lost my page. Okay, the Arnie Rowley Company was established, like I say, and Mel Strong, when he retired, gave us 3 choices. We could take over the company, we could start with another company, or we could have Arnie Rowley Company, which we did on one condition, that we could move it to Gretna. And we always refer to Gretna as the best kept secret in the world. Nobody knew it was there. Well, right now, as of today, I think there was 116 houses pending sales in the zip code of Gretna. And that's waiting to be closed, and there's another 83 on the market for a little town of that there. But there are some interesting things. When I graduated from high school and I tried to get to school, Highway 31 was a dirt road, not a dirt road, a mud road. 370 was also a gravel road, and it never wasn't paved until later years. I had a boy working for me on the farm that lived at Schramm Park, which was the Nebraska fish hatchery at that time, and he couldn't get up the road. We had to take a tractor and pull him up Highway 31 to get him. He finally stayed with it because he couldn't get back to Schramm Park. And but anyway, that's something a lot of our people are here today that made us what we are today. I don't know if that's permissible, but all these tables out here has got the Coke on them. I told them it wasn't Pepsi, it was Coke. If you'll let me, I'd like, Father Gruey is here from our church, and all of them. I'd like to have all the people that are here sitting with the Coke and Arnie Rowley Company, if they would like to stand up, please. not bad for a small town, huh? Again, I'd like to thank all the other sponsors of this here and Omaha World Herald. One of your advertisers is here from the Omaha World Herald that does my advertising, and she wanted to sit in on it, so she's here today, see? So partially I'm paying for part of this, how we know. Again, thank you for all the sponsors and everybody involved, and we're honored to have this thing. And I'd like to have my wife stand up like they did. She's going to kill me, but that's all right. She is a co-owner at Harney Realty Company, LLC, which that's who we are now, and been at it for 45 years. My two sons and my daughter-in-law are sitting over there. Again, they'll kill me, but anyhow, one of them just had knee surgery, so she probably can't get up. So they're a family-owned company, and we're proud to be a part of that. We want to congratulate the rest of them here today. Thank you.
You know, we had a chance to introduce past inductees, and Mike Brannigan from Style Barbershop had also is here, so there he is. All right, thank you, Mike. Well, thank you, Paul and Ron, for inducting these worthy business leaders into the Hall of Fame. I can sincerely say I enjoyed every one of the acceptance speeches. There certainly were quite a few nuggets to glean from each of them, and that's what's cool about this, is that these people are the leaders, the visionaries, and we get to share in that, and hopefully we can all band together and keep the county growing like it is. And so we have seen the beautiful awards that each inductee are honored with today. However, some of us may not have seen the official Hall of Fame wall. The wall itself is located in the Durham building, right on Bellevue University's campus. It's just a little bit to the east of here, just a short little walk, so if you can get a chance, take a look, because the building is open till 6:30 p.m. So please stop by. There are several employees that are from the Sarpy newspapers and the World Herald attending today. I just want to take 1 minute to ask that they raise their hands and be acknowledged for the hard work that they put on this project. So on behalf of Sarpy's newspapers, we do want to say thank you again to our title sponsor, Bellevue University, the event sponsor, Sarpy County CASA, and the business supporters listed on the back of the program, and for everyone attending. As you leave, you will receive a goodie bag and the Hall of Fame special edition that was published last week in our Sarpy papers and within the Omaha World Herald, so you can learn even more about these amazing business leaders. So congratulations again to the 27 inductees, and I'm going to ask them to come up to the podium because we will want to get a group photo and get that into the newspapers and online. So again, thank you for attending, and we'll hope to see you again next year. Have a great evening.